What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Professor Anime. Welcome back to yet again another Boruto Naruto Next Generations episode review. This is going to be on episode 24 of the Boruto series, and I deeply apologize for this video being, it's only a day late, but still, I haven't had the ability to actually make videos for quite a while, actually, in the past week, just due to Hurricane Irma being in my path, so forgive me on the lack of videos as of late, but here I am back, and I'm ready to bring you guys another review of Boruto. So with that said, let's begin my review of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, episode 24, Boruto and Sarada. Now, while this episode was titled Boruto and Sarada, this was mainly just a build-up episode for, what's to come later on in the Boruto series, and it didn't really put so much focus on Boruto nor Sarada, for that matter. If anything, it probably focused on a little bit more of Sarada, just basically showing us that, now she finally has a clear vision of what she wants to accomplish in the future. Right after, the Sarada Gaiden arc, she made a proclamation that, hey, you know what, I want to be Kage, and that is what she says in this episode, and that is what she is going to strive to be. She, no longer feels as though she is, a husk of her former self, so to speak. She actually has drive and motivation to, get what she wants out of her future. When it comes to Boruto, not so much. He's pretty much just acting, the same way as he was from episode 1 of Boruto. He hasn't really changed all that much at all. However, if you have seen the Boruto movie, or at least, read a good portion of the manga of Boruto, you can quite assume as to what exactly Boruto wants to become and what he wants to do when it comes to his overall future. But we'll get to that, in the later portions of the Boruto series, as technically this episode was just build-up for the Boruto movie, necessarily. We get to see returning faces in this episode of Boruto, such as the other 5 Kages of each and every other country, and I gotta say, seeing my boy Gaara back in, the swing of things, like, hey, my boy looking fresh. My boy looking fresh. All of these characters, actually, especially like Dari, like, they looking fresh. They looking fresh. So the 5 Kage have come to the Hidden Leaf Village in order to, discuss with Naruto what exactly is going down with the intel they got from Sasuke, as well as what Naruto has to discuss to them about the situation that, happened during Sarada Gaiden regarding Shin Uchiha. And basically, he gave them all the notion that, hey, there is a bigger threat that is upon the uprising. And when this threat actually comes, the Kages themselves don't think that they will be able to stand a chance against this threat. One thing that really kind of interested me, that one of the Kages, I believe it was the Kage of the Mist, like, one of the things that he said specifically that really interests me is what he said about Shin Uchiha. How Shin Uchiha had this, belief in, evolution should always be progressing necessarily, which is true. And regarding how it is now in, basically all of the villages, the older generation is technically stronger than the newer generation. Obviously, the newer generation is filled with, children. They're young, But, however, when it comes to this threat, the Kages themselves, as well as the older generation as a whole, doesn't know if it will, in fact, be able to stop, this new threat that will eventually come one day. And they're going to need reinforcements. They're going to need all the help they can get. And the way on how the younger generation is now, they are completely not ready. So what's basically being talked about at this Kage Summit is that, there is going to be a change in the system into which they are going to have to be more strict in terms of the younger generation's education as well as their combat ninja training in order to basically strengthen them in order to take on these new threats that will appear later down the line. Because the way on how the older generation is now, while they might be strong and while they might not be as old, they still don't know on how exactly they will be able to take on this coming threat. Because, long story short, they basically need to get all the help they can get at this point. So yeah, in terms of this episode of Boruto, I mean, it was a pretty decent episode. I like the builds up. I mean, we just got done with, the Sarada Gaiden arc, so I'm not expecting, like, to jump right back into the action already. I mean, obviously, at an end of the arc, you're gonna have to need, basically a break, into which you build up for that next arc. But judging from the next episode, it seems we're going back into the whole slice of life sort of thing. I guess next week there's going to be like a field trip episode, so there's that. But I mean, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. But at this moment in time, we do know that basically with this episode, this is building up the moment into which it is slowly flowing into the Boruto Naruto movie. But hey, either way, we're getting it, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. But yeah, I mean, regarding the Boruto Naruto movie, because of the fact that they're animating it, we could get new things that weren't seen in the original movie. So at least there is that to look forward to when eventually we get to that point. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you guys think about this review as well as the episode? What did you guys think about it? I thought it was a pretty decent episode. So yeah, let me know your overall thoughts in the comments down below. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more, hit that red subscribe button down below. And you'll never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, everyone. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.